in my ceremonies. They're becoming less and less and less, and there's more accounts of just pure light, pure vibrations, and deeper experiences past the traditional archetypes connected to the ayahuasca ceremony. Have you been counting that as well?
Yeah, that's fascinating that you're saying that. That's what I was going to say. I resonate with that completely. And I think part of it is the point of focus is that as we move into universal understandings of consciousness and source, and we as the facilitators and practitioners are vibrating at that level, and we've embraced the transcendence of what I call the 3D, 4D fixation, which is that like space-time trance that most people are in, and you awaken and then you go into 5D, you go into 6D, you start awakening that 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, and source really starts to come through. That the traditional archetypes and healing through those archetypes, which has an arc and it has a certain amount of fear in it and it has a certain amount of difficulty, those seem to be waning in terms of importance. And this purity of experience is really opening. And that source is really coming through in a very powerful way. And it's very stable. And I've been watching bodies, instead of having the difficulty and writhing and the pain and the suffering, having really easy purges. Mm-hmm. Like the purge, when it comes out physically, has been unbelievably easy. People still have some mental difficulty when they feel connected to some of the darker archetypes and they're working their way through those. But this, really easy purge, the body becoming really still, the breathing becoming, like a breath every minute or every 2 minutes, like really just when the body needs it. And this like much more harmonious, much more stable, for me, much more beautiful as a facilitator, a much more beautiful kind of cohesion in the room itself. People able to take more personal responsibility, a much, much deeper trance. And through that experience, I'm seeing that in the depth of that trance, people are having even a more cohesive and kind of linear understanding of the progression of their visions. Yeah. It's like they come out the next day and they're like, no, I went into this, and then I went into this deep relaxation. I went through some nausea, and then the vision started to open up, and they have this real clear progression, and they're able to track the visions with even greater clarity. And they're in a really deep place. And I like that idea that they're moving beyond the connection with the body. They're starting to vibrate at a level and a dimensionality that's beyond that. They are definitely moving 5D, moving 6D in consciousness. And I think that is part of the Earth's awakening that you're talking about. And, we're, measuring it like the way people measure earthquakes. We're sort of the sensors that are checking this out and saying like, wow, this change and this evolution that's taking place for the planet is real. And the medicines are reflecting it in terms of the experiences, and people are having exactly what you're saying. And I think it's very positive. I think that this is an unbelievably positive thing to move beyond those traditional archetypes. They have their place, but learning to be able to connect in this way that's even more relatable for international people around the world is the adoption and the growth that the community needs.